up? We just got back from a double feature. We watched Batman, the Lego movie, and John Wick 2. And
best night of my life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely makes up for January.
Dude, what a refreshing, breath of fresh air, okay? Good films. Really good films. Okay, Batman, you go check out the review for Batman on what we actually gave it. But John Wick 2 deserves your watch, too. I'm just going to come right out and say it. Go see John Wick 2. I really didn't think that they could recapture the original.
They did.
It is so hard.
Go see Lego Batman and John Wick back to back.
A double feature like we did. It is like
It's worth it.
You'll be set for the month.
It is like 1:30 in the morning, and worth it. But I'm still energized because like
John
these
Wick
both.
was bad.
Oh my God, excellent. Here's the thing: you can tell the talent, the effort, the hard work, the stunt work, the love and passion for the project. You can it shows on screen. There's no shaky cam garbage like Resident Evil Final Chapter. There's no jump cuts to 15 different angles of John, shooting a guy. You see everything in its full glory, and look at what it's done for this film franchise. The first one is legendary. It's successful as hell. And this one, the very same thing.
No hype, really, whatsoever. It just came out of the blue.
Right.
I think this one ramped up the action.
Yes. So the first one, I think it's body count. I've heard count somewhere 77, I think is the number, but it could be more than that.
Double it.
I think this one has even more than that. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't understand the first scene of the film. I don't understand what happened there. So y'all might have to explain that to me in a spoiler section or something. But because it mirrored something else, or maybe it was throwing back to the first film or something. Okay.
It seems like there wasn't that much of a gap between 1 and 2.
Okay, so that's what confused me. Maybe it was, instead of doing this exposition scene where they talk to you on the last events of John Wick, or how Resident Evil does, Sorry to bring it up. Okay, but it continues it from right there in a way, and it just goes right into the action. It knows what kind of film it is. So John Wick, basically, if you don't know the first film, gets his puppy killed.
Car stolen.
And his car stolen. And in this film, he resolves the stolen car. So he resolved the puppy thing and killed, in the previous movie. Well, damn, Joe, that's not the angle. It's dead. The puppy's dead. No, he resolved it. He got revenge. He got revenge, and so now he resolves the car plot at the beginning of this one, and because he got back involved in this world of assassination that is so fascinating, that is not laid out, that is not explained in full, which is part of the mystery and part of what makes it so interesting. Yeah.
John Wick 1 and 2 make me want to be an assassin more than Hitman games do.
Yes. This was far more effective than the Hitman movies. No, don't kill people,
I will.
Jacob.
Motherfucker, do it. I'm going to get nice suits.
Jacob, there is no actual coins.
You're going to tell me if I don't go to New York, there's not going to be assassins everywhere.
Sorry.
I would like a room.
Every hotel.
Oh, what the fuck is this? That's going to be
We don't take gold.
Is the manager in?
Okay, so because he gets back in this world, it turns out that they reveal a little bit more of this assassination world where there's now these markers. How did John Wick actually get out and be able to retire? That was never really fully explained, and this one is explained where one guy, helped him get out or allowed him to get out because he had enough power. Well, John basically making some sort of blood pact with him in this coin. It's one half is his thumbprint, and so the guy comes, he says, "I need you to do something for me. You need to do this for me." And John's like, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm out of this. I mean, that was the first film. I'm done with this shit." And he blows up his fucking house. You've seen that in the trailer. And so it starts again. This guy's life is just completely wrecked.
Like, fucking leave me alone.
But it's like everybody respects John Wick to this insane degree. He's the boogeyman. He's the devil. So don't fuck with John Wick. But this guy fucks
don't
with John
listen.
Wick.
These
They
guys
don't
don't
listen.
fucking listen.
So this film is essentially him getting revenge for fucking with him. And, and I really like the rules that they set up with this assassin world. John Wick respects the rules. The villains respect the rules. And that's what gives this world structure and fascination, and it makes you want to be in it. Because you're like, okay, we're fighting, and then, okay, if we're in the hotel, there is no fighting. You know what that reminds me of? That bit reminds me of Highlander. Tell us a little bit about some of the new characters that they introduced in the film.
The new characters is, what's your name?
Ruby
Rose.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Much better than this one.
Really
than
Well,
know.
she,
Triple
yeah,
X.
yes,
Yeah, I don't really
agreed.
know. I guess she's just the guy's bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically.
Yeah, she works for.
Mute bodyguard assassin.
Yeah, she works for the particular guy that asked John
That's
Wick
your
to do the
crush.
new assassin for him.
See her in this,
No,
not Triple
no,
X.
Joe, you're getting it wrong. It's not her crush.
I said no, that's your crush.
My
No,
crush?
Ruby Rose.
Oh, I thought you said it was her crush.
No, I
No, so the main guy in the film that asked John to do this for her, I think that's her ward.
Yeah.
And Common's ward is another lady, and I don't really know who John Wick's ward is. I guess maybe it was that guy that asked him to do it, and that's why he got out. So that was his ward, and he got out. Now he's asking him, I need you to do this, or I'm gonna fucking kill you. But yeah, it's a fascinating war. So Ruby Rose, great character. She just looks dangerous. She looks like a guy. I mean, she cut her hair. She looks like this Justin Bieber. I'm sure people give her the shit or like, hey, that Justin Bieber character is gonna be terrible. But she's got this dangerous look to her and fierce, eyes. And she kicks ass in the film. Does a great job. Like Jacob said, much better than Triple X. And she has like less lines in Triple
like-
X. Actually, about the same.
Probably about the same.
And she's a mute in this movie.
She's a feud in this movie using sign language. But yeah, I mean, the plot and the story to the film doesn't really matter because this is one of those films that you can enjoy as a spectacle, as an action film. You remember the heyday of the John Woo films, the heyday of the martial arts films. This is a return to that. This is a homage to that and a rebirth of that. And this movie is almost single-handedly doing this. I just respect Keanu Reeves so much. I would love to meet the dude. He's so fucking cool.
One of those people that loves Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Like, so many people talk shit
I've
about
always
it. I
loved
love
it.
his movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From like fucking 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And then ever since I heard that story where he like gives away a bunch of his money to his stuntman and all this other stuff, I was like, that just
He
heightens it.
money to. He gives his checks. He gave majority of his Matrix money to the staff.
Yeah.
He gives his checks to cancer societies.
And the preparation for this movie, I was doing a little bit of reading, months and months and months of his life just training for this stuff. There's a video on YouTube of him actually
I
doing
saw that
the
one.
real gunplay. I mean, he's no joke. He's like a
Toss
fucking
it to the
trained
side.
professional now, and he can go super
need to
fast
go
with
try
super
it.
accuracy. Yeah, I would love to try it.
Stand by.
Makes me want to go out to the shooting range and get some time in. But, whereas other actors would be like, I can't put that much time. They want to do 3 films in between. They can't dedicate their life to it. They want a $13 million paycheck at that movie in between this and that. But he puts so much of himself into his film.
Such a different kind of actor. Mm-hmm. Like he lives in an apartment and takes the bus and subway all around town.
This is a 52-year-old who is basically turning into the premier martial arts star. I mean, he reminds me of fucking Donnie Yen and fucking
Did you see
Jackie Chan.
Or what was it? Man of Tai Chi, something like that? Keanu Reeves did a Kung Fu movie.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, actually, I might have. Yeah, so it just great, incredible action with interesting characters. Common is back. He's basically,
like
once
him.
again, a main rival for John
Did
Wick.
like the Smoking Aces movie, kind of the assassin dude that did in that too, but he has that stern, cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dead
Which is
look.
good for him. I don't know. I mean, he as his acting abilities in that sense, totally believable. Totally a believable badass that could go up against John Wick. And there's a moment where, John Wick obviously goes through shit because he is essentially going against one of the chairmen of this world. And it's like, how does he put up with that? Because this chairman can unleash hell on him with tons and tons of assassins on putting this contract on his life that you've seen in the trailer. And Common and John Wick have a great fight in this film. There was a film called They Live where there's just this long extended fight scene between the main character, Roddy Piper, who's a wrestler.
Glasses. I
Yeah,
remember that.
and his buddy, and it lasts for so long. I think it was one of the longest fight scenes. This one's even longer, but it has gunplay, it has knife fighting, it has martial arts, and I just love the martial arts in this film.
Like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it's as the martial arts have evolved over time, and what we're seeing is fresh and new. It's not these high kicks, wire work. It's this on the ground snapping arms, disabling people, effective execution style hits, pop, 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 pop. It's just great.
I have a handful of things I love about John Wick, but I guess I'll talk about that more in the spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's this ball of both movies that makes me love this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. But I'll talk about that.
Okay, and so the stakes are high. The villain has so much power. John has to go up against him. There are car chases. There are long, extended action sequences that. Do you think, Joe, this tops the first one in terms of these set pieces?
I think so. So basically, the boss has all this money, so he disposes, makes a big contract, and everybody's out to get him. And every turn he takes,
Everyone in New York's an assassin.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of that where it's like pretty much everybody in this assassin, everybody freezes and looks at him and it's like, oh shit, John has to take out everybody.
Don't tell me I can't be an assassin in New
I
York.
was trying to find somebody. If you live in New York, are you a fucking assassin?
Even the homeless people.
Oh, yeah. So there's underground, and so Laurence Fishburne makes an appearance in this film. He kind of shows up kind of late into the film, and you get this. You forgot about that's not the reuniting of the Matrix characters. I was just waiting for a little bit more of a drop hint, like maybe when he sends him off, he goes, make sure to choose the right door, or the door on the right rather than the door on the left, or something like that. That would have been so funny to me, but they didn't do that. It wasn't on the nose, but it was good seeing those two together again. And here's the thing about this film that you must prepare for, so it doesn't piss you off. This has, how do I say this without spoiling it? This has an Empire Strikes Back feel, right? Where it sets up potentially a third one, but you don't feel cheapened. You don't feel like, oh, what the fuck, that, I hate that ending. No, you feel like the stakes have been raised once again, and you are excited for a third chapter. Now, I didn't think they could do the second chapter justice. They did the second chapter justice. I have to believe that the director has and the writers have in mind a story on where this is going. And have a satisfactory resolution. We don't want the assassin world explained ad nauseum. We don't want that. But we do want a satisfying resolution. Where at the end of this film, you're going to be like, oh shit, I'm really excited for this world. I heard some bad things. I heard potentially they're going to do a prequel television series. I would hate it.
Why is TV making TV shows out of every movie?
I don't like this idea. Yeah.
Transporter, Rush Hour, Lethal Weapon.
I know, right? What the fuck?
Good Lord, stop it.
Hollywood ran out of ideas, and now television is running ideas, copying Hollywood with this shit. It's just annoying. Please, we don't need a John Wick television series. No. And here's what I think: it is good for 3 movies. Another thing I was really impressed with. So we talked about how the plot is good enough to make a chapter 2. The story is good enough. They don't fuck up their own world. They stay within the rules and gets more interesting through the story stuff that's dealt here. Great supporting cast of dangerous characters. You believe all these people have power. You believe they're all martial arts experts. And John Wick kicks so much ass to the second power in this movie with great choreography, great action scenes.
Guy can't die, man.
Just great locations too. We're talking underground catacombs. You're talking club scenes. You're talking just everywhere. And one thing I'd like to say is the set piece at the end of the film, it fascinated me because it's in this mirrors. There's mirrors everywhere, and I was like, how the fuck did they film this where you never see cameras? And so it's just masterfully done. You can tell the talent involved in this film. You need to go see this. It's worth seeing in the theater. It's worth buying on DVD or Blu-ray as well. So let's go to our final verdicts, and this time we'll start with OtherJoe. What would you give this film?
I'm gonna give this a 10.
Damn,
A 10.
Joe!
I fucking love this. It ramped up the action. The threat level was there, and it just made me get all pumped. I was like, oh my god, this is the fucking John Wick to the extreme.
I don't remember if we reviewed John Wick 1. I think it was before we started doing regular movie reviews. I can't remember.
It also went to DVD, not theater, so y'all probably just...
Yeah, so you're giving this a 10. This is better than the original in your mind?
Yes.
Or just as good, if not better?
I think it's actually better.
You liked it more. Okay, so 10 out of 10 from Joe.
It's fucking
Don't be giving these things out like candy now.
I'm not.
You got to take this serious. I am. Okay, so it just so happens that we got through January and there was just garbage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just garbage.
But yeah, I believe
and now
the story
10,
it's well
10.
written.
This weekend, you better be at the fucking movies. Okay?
You need to.
Jacob, what are you giving this?
I'm also tinning this bitch.
See?
But I will tell you my reasons. I'll tell you my reasons in a
So
spoiler.
much pressure. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways.
spoilers.
God damn it, Jacob. No, I bleeped it out. You didn't hear anything right there. We're going to go into the
John Wick
spoilers.
didn't kill a single person in
We're
this
gonna go
movie.
to what I'm saying. I don't mean it like that, guys.
know
Listen to
what
what I'm
you're
saying.
talking about.
Han
I
Solo.
know.
Han Solo shot first, and that's okay. John Wick murders people, and that's okay. He's a fucking assassin. The best assassin is supposed to be a killer. He's supposed to be the fucking devil, the fucking boogeyman, or else you don't have that fear of him. He's gonna slowly push that knife into you if you start that fight with him. And
He's gonna watch
and
you.
watch you die. So yeah, no, I think it's a great character. I love the mystique of John Wick. I love Keanu Reeves, and for me, I think part of the reason why I love these films so much is I can't even separate Keanu from John Wick. When I see John Wick, I see Keanu.
Took on it completely. Like for a while, he was just Matrix.
It
and now he's
revitalized
John
his
Wick.
career. That's another thing. So
And I love that he disappeared for a while and then came back out of nowhere
With a
and made
vengeance.
with a vengeance, with so
John
much
Wick
passion.
and some kung fu movies and some other little things.
So happy for him, and the director, who a previous stunt actor who knows Keanu in previous films, and they got together and they made this. It's successful. I hope to see a third one. I hope to see it end there. So 10 out of 10 from Joe, 10 out of 10 from Jacob. That's a lot of pressure on me to give it a 10 out of 10.
With a good story, it's good development.
I know it's a 9 out of 10 easily, and with a badass seal of approval. Golly, fuck.
Okay,
I'm not. I know there's critics out there that are tired of seeing him to just murder people and it's just the action. But this is such a good throwback to the previous film, to previous cinema of the John Woo. Everything is done so well, and maybe it's because I've seen such shitty movies in January, and to see it done so well here.
Do it. Strike the board.
Do it.
God damn! Why you over there? All right.
Fuck it, 10's all night, baby.
All right. Go to the fucking theater
See
this
both these
week.
movies.
See both these movies. 10 out of 10 for John Wick 2. Because maybe if I didn't give John Wick 1 a 10 out of 10, then John Wick 2, by one-upping John Wick 1 and keeping it just as strong, if not stronger, that's such a hard thing to do in Hollywood, and it deserves that extra push. And maybe it was because of my January experience, but this is a 10 out of 10. Buy it immediately. Legendary. Remember, my rating's supposed to be like, am I gonna compare other action movies to this movie? Yes, I am. I'm gonna be comparing gunplay. I'm gonna be comparing martial arts.
There's action movies where it's just like ridiculous action consistently,
And then there's
but
John
this is
Wick.
perfect. Yeah.
So there's no emotional impact in this film. I don't think, I was ever on the verge of crying or anything like that, but it's not that kind of film.
It
It's
was
just pure
emotional,
action.
but just anger.
Yeah.
Revenge.
Revenge.
I really hated
He
the
literally, he
villain.
was the embodiment of the angel of death, and it got it right. So, 10 out of 10s across the board. Lego Batman and John Wick 2. Just
must go see this weekend.
Amazing start to 2017. Well, shitty start, and then a great redemption in in February. Go and see both of these films. We're gonna talk spoilers
Perfect
here.
Valentine movie to go see.
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Wick 2.
No, no. I guarantee you, even girls will have fun with it too, because it's just so good if they like action. You know, so great action. It's so hard to do films like this because they always do one or two things that fuck it up. Not fucked up here. We'll talk a little bit about in the spoilers how maybe it's ridiculous they don't go for headshots a little more often, but whatever. So, all right, let's go to the spoilers. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.